I assume you've heard by now, but maybe you're a little slow. You have things going on. You're not paying attention. But after a highly publicized weekend fling, Dan Hurley has said no. He has rejected a massive amount of money to coach the Lakers to instead continue on as the coach at UConn. He will not be going to the NBA, at least not now, as Dan Hurley, given the VIP trip to La La Land over the weekend, he was wined and dined by the Laker front office, Laker ownership. And then the moment of truth, and he swiped left. Not right, he swiped left. He said, I am uninterested. You suck. Get out of here. Your team blows. That's essentially what he said. Hurley declining $70 million. Of course, with California taxes, that's about $17. But still, $70 million in average of almost $12 million a year. A little less than $12 million a year. He turned down cowherd money is what he turned down. Who turns down cowherd money? He did. All right, so Dan Hurley turning down all that money. The discussion, let's have a little conversation here. Let's talk radio. We'll have a conversation. So the question is why? Why did Dan Hurley reject the very public courtship from the Lakers? So I've got TikTok, banana cream pie, and Army. And we will connect all of these things together, and we are going to make a nice celebratory party, which I'm guessing Dan Hurley had a nice party on Monday. Everyone kissed his ass in Connecticut and said, oh, we love you, Dan. Thanks for screwing the Lakers over. Thanks for making them look like a bunch of losers. Thank you. All right, so my first observation on this story is that Dan Hurley did the right thing. He did the thing you have to do at the time you have to do it. Good job by him. And it was pretty much telegraphed. I think you'd agree on this. Dan Hurley would have been a fool. The village would have been without its idiot if Dan Hurley had taken this job. He's sitting right now at the summit. Granted, it's college basketball, but he's at the summit of college basketball. And with all these old codgers getting out of the college game in recent years, the old guard, like Jim Boeheim and Coach K and that realm of coaches, you've got John Calipari, who's now at Arkansas. But outside of that, and really Calipari's, in terms of wins and losses, championships is already behind the success of Hurley. So Hurley's at the summit. And why would you leave that to go to a Laker franchise that is crumbling? Everyone knows that. Every man, woman, and child knows what's going on with the Lakers. It's a dead-end job. And when the decision comes, you're at Pork Chop Island, right? Do you go to the Lakers? Dead-end job. Franchise that has bad ownership, bad GM, skinny jeans, the general manager there. LeBron James aging rapidly, and who knows if he'll even be back, although it seems like this is all being orchestrated by LeBron. You've got Anthony Davis, the unibrow, who is built out of toilet paper, but not the good Kirkland brand toilet paper, the one-ply. You know that terrible one-ply when you go to the store and you have to go to the bathroom in the back and they get the cheapest toilet paper? That's Anthony Davis. The rest of the roster, though, is a hodgepodge of nothingness. That's the Lakers. Why would you want that job? The money. The only reason to take the job is the money. And it's not that. That's a terrible reason. That's like a horrible reason to take the money. But you just have this emptiness there. And for all the bragging about being a multi-billion-dollar international mega brand, which the Lakers love to tell you about. They love to pump their chest out and strut around like a peacock. We're the Lakers. They can get anybody they want. Ha ha! Not a college coach who chose to stay in Storrs, Connecticut, with a population of about 16,000, turning down Tinseltown. Said, go pound sand. I don't want to coach the Lakers. And the Lakers continue to be all sizzle and no steak. That's the problem there. And I love it. I hope it continues for years to come. But Dan Hurley, we know what he did? I tell you exactly what he did. He hummed some bars of Piano Man. Because that's where he went. He flew out to L.A., interviewed with the Lakers, and then flew back to the East Coast in time to make it to a concert at Madison Square Garden at MSG. Right there. And the payoff on this for Hurley it would appear, the media dopes providing him with TikTok influencer level clout. Can you imagine Dan Hurley? And this in my head, I don't know about yours, but in my head, that cartoon bubble, I've got Dan Hurley doing a pirouette as he gives the bird to Jeannie Buss and the Lakers, because listen, UConn will pay him a little more money. They're already talking about redoing his contract. They just redid his contract, so they'll pay him more money. He can then brag to all the players that are only going to Connecticut because of the NIL deals anyway, but he'll brag to them nonetheless about how he's the guy that turned down the Lakers. He said, screw you, that Connecticut is so special that I couldn't go coach LeBron James. I turned him down. That's a pretty good feather in the cap, I would say. A pretty good feather in the cap here in terms of braggadociousness. Now, page 2 here. How embarrassing is Dan Hurley's rejection in Lakerland? The historians who love to talk about all their success. Boy, it's going to be devastating when the Celtics, who already are ahead of the Lakers in championships, add another one. They're 2 wins away from that happening. But on the Maller scale of humiliation for Dan Hurley, sticking it to the Lakers, rejecting them, a Maller scale of humiliation 1 to 10, with 10 being sending a text message to the wrong person and some graphic photographs in that text message, the Lakers get a 9.0 on the Maller scale of humiliation. I'll tell you what this is. What the Lakers did by even contacting Dan Hurley and not doing their due diligence, what they did is akin to being called on in class by the teacher and you were daydreaming and you were not paying attention. It's rather embarrassing, right? The teacher, hey, can you tell me about what's on page 32? We just covered it. Well, actually, I was thinking about the turkey sandwich I was going to have for lunch, and I'm sorry, Professor, I did not pay attention. It's a banana cream pie. Not a good one, a cheap banana cream pie right to the face. All right. What kind of mamalukes with the Lakers are so delusional that they thought Dan Hurley, who turned down Kentucky and other big-time jobs, that he was going to leave Connecticut for a mid-NBA job, a second-rate NBA job? I mean, Jeannie Buss, who's not a great owner. I mean, look at her resume. She's not very good as an owner, just being honest. And Rob Pelinka, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, a couple of dingleberries there with the Lakers. Read the room. Do some opposition research. Dan Hurley is in his early 50s. He's in his early 50s. He has worked as a coach since he finished playing college basketball, and he started as a high school assistant coach in 1996. Every gig that he has had, all of those years, way back in 1996 to all the way till now, every one of those jobs has been in the I-95 corridor. He's a New Jersey guy. He married a New Jersey girl. He's never left that I-95 corridor within a short drive of the motherland in New Jersey. All right, last word. So where do the Lakers turn now that they have been pantsed in their head coaching search, that everyone knows whoever they hire will not be the guy that they wanted originally? All right, that's the issue here. So at this point, the immediate thing is you circle the wagons and you enter the spin zone. Spin, spin, spin. Not the spin cycle, because that's a caller that used to call the show, but she doesn't call anymore in Colorado. But you enter the spin zone, all right, and you attempt, at this point, you would dust yourself off, I would think, right? Put an ice pack, maybe some ibuprofen, pharmacy-grade ibuprofen, because you got a headache. And whoever the Lakers get, though, and there's no way to spin this in any other direction, has stank on them. You know that, and I know that, and everyone knows that. They are not the preferred choice. So the Lakers are going to have to go Army, if you will. Now, what does that mean? Go Army here. Not the U.S. Army. No. The Lakers are going to have to go Salvation Army, and they're going to have to jump into that red kettle. You know the Cowboys, when they play on Thanksgiving, they always have that red kettle in the end zone, and sometimes players jump into it, and then the NFL gets very upset and fines them and says, how dare you? You cannot do that. They got to jump into the red kettle and get some like a hand-me-down coach. You know, some pre-used coach. And the former Hornets coach has been mentioned. James Borrego has been tossed out as a possibility, and I still think it's going to be J.J. Redick, and I can't wait to laugh when you hire LeBron's podcast buddy as your coach. And I just think that's going to be wonderful, and I will have a wonderful guffaw when that happens. I hope that happens. Let's speak that into existence.